You know, out of all the games I've played at parties over the years, I really wasn't expecting them to turn one of them into a horror film. The Truth or Dare is the latest film from Blumhouse, who's brought us pretty much most of the mainstream popular horror releases over the last decade or so, because they brought us the Purge franchise, the Insidious franchise, Paranormal Activity franchise, Get Out, and Happy Death Day in recent years. So they're pretty popular in the mainstream horror field, which is kind of like the only reason I had any faith in this, because I like a lot of Blumhouse films. I look forward to pretty much all their releases, probably except this one, because if I'm being honest, I really wasn't looking forward to anything for this movie, because the promotional material didn't impress me at all. I actually thought a lot of it was kind of like ridiculous, because Truth or Dare as a horror film, I mean, that is kind of ridiculous. I mean, what's next? Like charades, spin the bottle? I mean, like what the possibilities are endless if you're just going to go in this direction with party games. But since I like horror films, and I like to at least give films a chance to, you know, prove me wrong, figured I'd go see it and then give you my thoughts about it. So yeah, this film pretty much ended up being as underwhelming as I expected it to be. I mean, it's supposed to be a horror film, but it's really not scary whatsoever, which is unfortunate. I mean, it's PG-13, so there's really not, you know, you can't go all the way with horror with PG-13, but you can still have a relatively good and scary film that's PG-13 in the horror genre. I mean, it's been done before, plenty of times, even by Blumhouse. But in this case, it was a misfire, I feel. The majority of the quote-unquote scares in this movie are pretty much just your standard jump scares you see in any horror film these days. And, you know, mix that with the weird derpy faces you've seen in all the promotional material. I really don't know who thought that face was scary or creepy, but it kind of just looks really dumb. Especially because you see it all the time in this movie, because it's kind of quintessential to the whole structure of the whole Truth or Dare thing. Because once the Truth or Dare... You know, once you get asked Truth or Dare, you know, they make that weird old face, and it's not scary. I mean, I genuinely laughed most of the time it came up on screen with this big old derp face asking Truth or Dare. It's most of the theater laughed too. Like, nobody found it scary. I also felt like the whole plot and reason why this Truth or Dare stuff's going on is a little bit absurd too, because of course they find out it involves a demon, because pretty much all modern horror involves some type of ghost possession, demon possession, and that's really about it these days. And I really just couldn't buy into it. It's kind of in the same vein as It Follows a couple years ago, where it was kind of just like a sexually transmitted stalker, where in this case it's kind of just like a sexually transmitted party game that's life or death. You couple this ridiculous plot with a bunch of characters that are really not likable at all. I mean, none of them are likable. I mean, I like Lucy Hale, Tyler Posey, and Violet Bean as actors. They actually did like as good a job as they could have with the material they're given, but it's just the fact that they're not likable. Like, one chick cheats on her boyfriend, like, constantly, apparently. That's how they make it seem like in the movie. And she's furious that, you know, she told the truth and told about her sleeping around with everybody. And, like, she's the bad guy in the situation, but you're getting mad that it's revealed. And the boyfriend seemed to be fine with it. He didn't really seem to care as much as I thought you would after you find out that your girlfriend slept with, like, dozens of other people. Oh, one more thing that kind of like glossed over how ridiculous the plot is for this. There's one part where there's obviously a chick that's on the run from the cops that you see early on that's obviously involved in the game in some fashion, and they try to contact her through, they find her Facebook page, and they try to contact her, even though she's on the run from the cops, you know, the cops are looking for her, she's gone missing, they're looking for her, and they try to contact her through DMing her through Facebook Messenger. And, okay, I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's ridiculous. But then she actually freaking answers. Like, she actually answers, and I guess she has time while she's on the run from the, you know, the law to just, you know, check her Facebook from time to time. And, like, I don't understand why. Not like I expected the whole Truth or Dares to be anything cool or scary, but they actually really trek into some weird territory for these Truth or Dares. Like, they, dare somebody to come out to their parents, and they break somebody's hand and sleep with other people, kill other people. None of them are very, like, you know, inventive at all, and they're all pretty weird for the most part. And as I'm watching this, I'm realizing more and more that this is like the same formula as Final Destination. Because you know how Final Destination had the whole, they died in the order they were on the plane? Well, in this, you know, they pretty much get Truth or Dared in the order that they played the game before they got the whole, like, curse or whatever you want to call it. Which is, I mean, it's just Final Destination. And the ending for this also was just, like, the same as Rings from a year ago, which was horrible, by the way. But if you've seen Rings, you'll know what I mean, because it's basically the same ending, almost. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't really recommend this movie, just because, you know, it fails as a horror movie. It's not scary, it's ridiculous, and not in a good way. Although I do feel like this was a miss for Blumhouse, I'd pretty much guarantee it'll do well at the box office, just because most horror films are pretty cheap to make, so it'll pretty much gain its budget back within, like, its opening weekend. Which is fine, I mean, I like Blumhouse, so I mean, I'm not like a hater or anything. I just didn't really like this film from them. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Truth or Dare. Feel free to leave a comment down below what you thought about the film when it comes out, or if you plan on seeing it, if you plan on not seeing it. Also, feel free to leave a like, hit that subscribe button up there. Until the next time, I will see you guys later.